The performance space that the high school has access to is also the cafeteria for kindergarten through 8th grade. It's a really odd shape. We don't have a backstage wing area, no curtains, so all of those elements of the theater my students just do without, and for the most part don't even know exist, except for when we travel for UIL one-act play. The work that they did before getting to the performance space was kind of put the entire high school under construction, and we used up 3 rooms, classrooms total. They were in the hallways. We had bulletin board paper and pieces of cardboard boxes everywhere, and so the students really worked really hard. And again, I really think had we had access to the tools and the other materials that can be used for set building, that they would have completely used that as well. We used hundreds of yards of tape to hold things together, and so they ended up, we just kept going back to what do you need to tell the story, and let them pare it down. We went from original designs that when you put them together with what the students ended up with is not too far from the models that they built, even though they had very limited supplies available to them. The single greatest hindrance my students and I had to overcome this semester was my absences. I wasn't there because of track meets and UIL contests, and so they weren't there a lot of times as well, but until I'm at a bigger school, then I am the track coach, the English teacher, the theater teacher, the speech coach, the part-time administrator to make sure everything runs well. But I don't think I would have it another way. These kids get to see me train for a marathon and talk about literature and do plays, and they will never be just one thing, and I think that is really important. And the kids that were good at working hard became writers. The writers had to work hard and do crafty things that they weren't used to, and so that creating that dynamic individual, I think, was the really great takeaway from this project. The images collected by the students were very literal. The story was about a wolf. They found pictures of a wolf. If the story needed a grandma, they found pictures of grandma. And so, again, very literal images, and then they spent so much time trying to just simply replicate this real life thing instead of looking at the feeling of everything. And so just depending on the group, some were more successful with making that emotional connection to the setting than others were. Well, I had some kids who just arbitrarily grabbed any type of image and the first thing that popped up on a Google search. Then I had other students who couldn't just leave the image, just let it be there, and had to provide narrative to go along with that. So both sides of the gamut were there, and so these are 2 of those extremes, and the other 5 were all in the middle. The PDF for the 3 Goats entire script is also going to will also have its own link, so that those pages can be looked at more closely.